and see what I found.
What you got there, then?
Well, I don't know exactly. I think I may have found, well, a find.
Huh?
Love is merely a madness, and I tell you, deserves as well a dark house and a whip as madmen do. And the reason why they are not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary, that the whippers are in love too.
Is this of any interest at all?
It looks rather grubby.
Well, I've cleaned it up as best I could. One doesn't like to scrub in case it detracts from the value. I thought I'd show it to you as I happen to be in the area. Is it of interest? There were a number of ornaments I found with it.
I wouldn't really know. I mean, this isn't my real job. I'll be leaving here quite soon, actually. I'm doing As You in Nuneaton, Lady of the Court, and, covering for Rosalind. What is it? A woman?
I think of, crudish variety. My friend's a teacher at St Albans High, and he mentioned Roman and Venus.
Venus? I suppose so. This might interest Mr. Glazier. Venus is always cropping up in his department.
Hello, old masters. No, didn't you know? He's gone to a health fund to get into training for his great work on Botticelli. Look, we're just going out to lunch. All right, we'll be down in a minute. Want to look at a small statue of Venus?
I'd rather look at you, old girl.
I don't know what's come over you lately. You're so revoltingly affectionate.
I'm sorry about that. Of course, I should have remembered about Ben, but thing is, I've got a lot of responsibility covering for Rosalind, and the girl who's doing it is a bit on the asthmatic side, which makes it rather exciting.
It's before my time, I should certainly say.
What a thing to dig up when you're putting in a feature such as an ornamental pool. I mean, I'd made allowances for water lilies and decorative fish, but not Venus, otherwise known as Aphrodite. Oh, I was forgetting, you don't know me from Adam. I'm Leonard Tickell. May I give you my card?
Thank you. Well, it's possibly quite interesting, but I'm afraid it's just not my department.
No, it certainly is not.
Here comes trouble.
This should have been reported directly to me.
I'm sorry, Calpurnia, but Lucy rang Ben's number.
And then all I can say is Miss Starr should have known better.
Well, this isn't my real job, you know. I'm just filling in before I go to Nuneaton.
Then I shall have to tell Bernard Holloway that we need someone on reception who does regard it as her real job. Now, when I took on antiquities, I made it perfectly clear that I wanted to run my own show without interference from anyone else, from any other department, however long they might have been at Plinsky's. Now, who brought this in?
Oh, you don't know me from Adam. The name's Tickell. May I give you my card? As I say, basically, my wife, Helena, and I thought it would be rather nice to install an ornamental pool with all the trimmings. And as I was explaining to your colleagues...
I'd far rather you explained it to me. Perhaps you'd care to follow me to the correct department. Come along, Mr.
Tickell. Yes, indeed. May I take it, then, that these are objects...
The Honourable Calpurnia Beacon. I bet she was captain of all-in wrestling at Rodine.
Oh, there's a lot of tension in the neck, Mr. Glazier.
Life, Digby, life causes a whole lot of tension.
What your neck muscles is saying to me loud and clear is that there is a high degree of tension in this gentleman's job.
I don't have a job anymore. I'm living up to spend a whole year of my life devoted to my old friend Sandro Botticelli.
You want to ask Antoinette to give you some relaxer therapy. She works through the feet. You expecting a visit from him, are you?
From whom?
Well, your old friend, Sandro.
I hardly think so.
No, I've noticed. You haven't had many visitors, have you? Not since you've been at Bramble Lodge. You want to relax and enjoy yourself.
Ow! Oh.
What do you think?
What about?
About us?
Quite honestly, I try to think about us as little as possible. It's like riding a bike. If you think about it, you fall off.
Is that all you've got to say?
I thought we came here to have a nice lunch together.
Nice lunch? It can't be a nice lunch. Steak pile, a microwave and frozen beans. I'll tell you, I long for a bit of home cooking.
Well, I don't. You know, my mother's home cooking, it's appalling. She steams the cabbage until it's white with fear.
Of course, you can't really have home cooking unless you've got a home to have it in.
Morning, Peter, Ronnie, Annabelle. Hello there, Ray.
Oh. Quite right about the pie. It tastes of soap.
Maggie, I'm trying to have a serious conversation with you about our relationship. I don't think it's very responsible not to discuss it ever.
You're trying to lecture me about responsibility.
What I mean is I've got to think of the Ropers.
Your family?
I mean, for God's sake, are they going to continue?
Nick, what exactly are you talking about?
Well, their stock needs renewing from time to time.
You don't think they should just be allowed to die out like the pterodactyls?
Oh, have a heart, old girl. And the Perones, of course.
The future just might be able to get on without endless repetitions of my mother.
But it might be glad of a few more Maggies to go on giving a person a hard time.
Oh, Nick, I don't really mean to give you a hard time.
I just keep having this idea of a home to come back to. There's a not full of Andy Grimshaw, and there's also round girlfriends and dirty shorts. Well, a place in the country, perhaps, with a log fire, a couple of children asleep in bed.
Who put them there?
Well, I suppose their mother.
Who lit the fire?
I'm pretty good at lighting fires.
Oh, so you'd do it, would you?
Absolutely no problem.
What on earth are we talking about?
Log fires.
That's a relief. For a moment, I had an eerie feeling that you were going to ask me to marry you.
Well, as a matter of fact, I am.
See you then. Had a nice lunch then, did you, Maggie?
Rather a surprising one, actually.
That was my sister Carol. Trouble with her is she's totally without ambition. All she can think about is babies.
And you never do?
Not when you've got a career. I mean, you can't really, can you? Not if you're committed to Rosalind.
I thought that was only if the other girl had an asthma attack.
Well, you never can tell, can you? And what would happen if your big chance came and you were lumbered with a baby?
I honestly don't know.
One doesn't want to complain, but one must insist on having control of the objects destined for one's department.
Well, I'm sure it won't happen again, will it, Maggie?
I only handled the statue for about half a minute. But I'm willing to admit that Calpurnia knows all there is to know about antiquities.
It was entirely by good luck that I happened to be passing at the time. Otherwise, Klinsky's might have missed one of its most important discoveries.
Oh, yes, of course. Great stroke of luck. Worth a bob or two, that bit of statuary, is it?
Well, I've been on several digs in the Middle East, as well as my first in classics. I have no doubt whatsoever that this is the figure of Venus Aphrodite, probably worshipped as a household goddess, together with Juno and Lupicina, the goddess of childbirth, in the Roman district of Verulamium, and abandoned when the emperors took to Christianity and outlawed the pagan gods.
Yes, of course, that occurred to me in the moment you mentioned it. Comes from where did you say?
Verulamium. It's now known as St. Albans. I thought everyone knew that.
Well, of course they do. It just slipped my memory for the moment. Well, congratulations on having found such a very interesting object, Calpurnia.
Just one thing. As I made myself perfectly clear, I intend to devote myself wholeheartedly to Klinsky's. Unlike those who may not be here next year for instance.
What on earth do you mean by that?
Oh, girls who start off a brilliant career, then they get a husband and a baby, and the rest is silence. I think you know exactly what I mean.
For my sake, Maggie, have a bit of patience with her.
Try.
Her father's a proper lord, you know. Her family got theirs for services to Queen Elizabeth I. I only got mine for services to the grocery industry. It's a feather in Klinsky's cap, having her work for us.
I think I'd rather have a cat without feathers.
Now, what's all this about you getting married? Having babies? Any truth in that at all?
I'm not sure yet. Not sure at all.
It's the little toe on your right foot controls your bowels. Shall I give that a touch or two for you?
If you feel you have to.
Your great toe controls your eyesight. Seeing all right today, are we?
Perfectly clearly, thank you.
Good. Now, Digby said you had a good deal of tension in the neck.
I know. As soon as I see Digby in his oils, my muscles have a fit of the vapours.
Oh. But you are enjoying your stay at Bramble Lodge, aren't you, Mr. Glazier?
Oh, I have to get completely fit to tackle my book.
And you're finding your reflexology a comfort, are you?
Delightful, of course. I can't say it's the most erotic sensual experience of my life. But I suppose it's the best that can be hoped for nowadays. Which toe controls unfulfilled desires?
The second toe on your left foot is very consoling in any sort of disappointment. Do you want me to relax it for you?
Won't you be so kind? Hello? Maggie? Oh, no. Missing Klinsky's? No, I've forgotten about Klinsky's, really. I'm thinking about the book, of course, and having a rather erotic relationship with my great toe. The new head of antiquities? What you... Hold on, I'll get some expert advice. Excuse me, Antoinette. Which toe do you twiddle to get rid of a pain in the backside?
Thank you, Lucy. Morning, Miss Brown.
Morning, Lucy.
Is it?
Oh, what's happened?
Nothing much. They've decided they can't afford a cover for Rosalind that I need, so there's my real chance gone.
Oh, I'm sorry, but the other girl might have stayed perfectly healthy.
And, I've lost my job here. I expect you knew that.
No.
They say I can collect a month's pay at the end of the week.
Who said so?
Apparently, Calpurnia complained to the chairman about me. Again.
She did what?
It's just that I'm a bit behind with the rent and, the fringe is dead this time of year. Everyone in the business says so.
All right, then. If anyone wants me...
Yes, Maggie?
I'll be in Antiquities.
Received satisfactorily all articles as specified, and will proceed accordingly. Beacon, Klinsky's Antiquities.
Why did you get Lucy Starr the sack?
I am dictating, and so far as I know, this is not your department.
She says you complained about her again to Bernard Holloway.
I drew the chairman's attention to the sad lack of efficiency in the reception area. That was no more than my duty.
Well, now, forget your duty for a moment and let's get her job back.
The girl's impossible. She thinks about acting the whole time.
Well, of course she does. But she's not particularly good at it. You'd know that if you'd been to see some of her fringe performances.
I have no interest in seeing anyone's fringe performances, thank you very much.
And she depends on this job to pay her rent.
I really don't see that Miss Starr's rent is any concern of Klinsky's.
Well, it's some concern of ours. We work with Lucy.
We work with Lucy? Who's we? So far as I know, you're the only person who's going into battle for Miss Starr.
Me and... well, Ben. Ben Glazier wouldn't have let Lucy get sacked.
Ben Glazier is someone I've never met, And so far as I know, he's gone off to write a book. And as I said before, so far as I know, you may be moving too, if you get married. From what I hear, you've been putting it off long enough. Now, would you mind? It would seem desirable if someone at least got on with some work at Klinsky's. Now, where was I, Francesca?
The fax. Was that the one to Cyprus?
To Midworld Traders Incorporated. Yes, Nicosia.
Telephone call for you, Mr. Glazier.
Thanks. Hello? Oh dear, what's the matter?
Ah, it's the Honourable Calpurnia again. No, worse. He's just got Lucy Starr the sack. No. Lord Chairman's eating out of her hand, and he turns out to be the most tremendous snob. Besides which, he's just had this great triumph with the Venus Aphrodite.
Venus Aphrodite, born in the foam when her father had his private parts cut off and fell into the sea.
The Christian emperors banned Venus, or that's what she says. So the statue was abandoned at number 5 Centurion Avenue.
St. Albans? I thought the eager archaeologists had dug up every inch of St. Albans years ago. I suppose it's just possible. You've been seeing much of Master Nick Naboo's department lately?
Nick? Oh, no more than usual. As a matter of fact, he's been behaving quite well recently. Well, that's bad news, is it? Sorry. Of course I miss you. It'd be ridiculous. Yeah, we all miss you very much. Yes. All right then, bye. Tell me honestly, Nick.
I meant what I said about getting married.
Never mind all that at the moment, but how are we going to get the Honourable Calpurnia to lay off Lucy Starr? If we could find out a bit more about that precious Venus.
You think it's a bit iffy, do you?
Well, perhaps, but I mean, how on earth are we going to do it? I can't go calling on Leonard Tickell in his garden and ask him exactly where he dug it up. He'd tell Calpurnia she'd go raving mad. Probably get me the sack.
You can't go. I know who can.
You? You need to keep your job if you're taking on all this responsibility.
Am I?
Don't know yet.
Well, anyway, it's a terrific newspaper story. Ancient goddess found in Goldfish Pond. There's a chap I have a drink with up at Brumble. Tim Warboys. He's Mr. Chatterbox on the Sunday Fortress. He'd love to go and have a snoop around St. Albans. What do you think?
I sometimes think, Nick Roper, that you're not just another pretty face.
Tim Warboys, Sunday Fortress.
Oh.
They'd gone on holiday.
Really?
Leonard and Helena Tickell. The next door people were pretty vague about it, but it seems that Helena left first. She's got some sort of family in Nicosia, Cyprus. He went afterwards. He must have gone pretty quickly, because he never finished the ornamental pool.
Nicosia, who was talking about Cyprus lately?
Anyhow, thanks for the story. I'll do a couple of paras. I'm surprised that Klinsky's haven't done a press release on it. I'll leave you to the steak pie. A source close to the Prime Minister is going to leak to me over lunch in the Savoy.
My heart bleeds for you. Oh, and Tim, we might have another story for you quite soon.
Oh, for God's sake, Nick, do shut up.
Interesting.
Well, you've had long enough to think about it. We can't go on like this forever.
Can't we?
Oh, come on, Maggie. Nothing stands still. You know that. If you don't do it now, well...
Well, what?
Well, it might all come to an end some other way. Is that what you want to happen?
Well, no. No, I don't think I do. Oh, if only you weren't so unreliable.
You could change me.
It would take a miracle.
You could work it.
How on earth would I tell people?
You mean like your mother? She'd be over the moon. She took a real shine to me.
I wasn't thinking about my mother.
You really decided, haven't you?
Oh, all right then, yes.
Daphne, a bottle of your best cooking champagne. Have you got one cold?
Yes, Mr. Roper.
Oh, Nick. Look, isn't that rather an odd couple?
I was thinking in terms of ownership.
Perhaps the Honourable Bluestocking's fallen in love. Happens to everyone.
No one saw you come in here.
Of course not. I waited until the coast was clear.
Camilla wasn't lurking anywhere.
No.
You're sure?
Of course I'm sure.
What I have to tell you may affect the rest of your life.
You're getting a divorce from your wife. What about Camilla?
No, not that. It's become clear that Maggie Perrone is thinking of getting married.
To Nick? Well, everyone knows about that.
Which will leave us without a head of old masters, in which you have been working as a very able second-in-command. Your promotion and well would be...
Bernard, darling, do you really mean it?
Who's there? Quick!
Not in there.
I'm afraid there's very little.
What are you up to?
What do you mean, up to? I really have no idea what up to means. Explain yourself. Up to?
Have you forgotten? The door was locked.
Was it really? I didn't notice. I have been rather busy.
So, some complete stranger crept in, locked the door, and then leapt out of the window. Don't talk nonsense, Bernard. I come here to discuss something much more serious. Maggie and Nick are getting married, which means that she'll start having babies and all that sort of business, which also means that there'll be a vacancy at the head of Old Masters, in which I worked tirelessly as number 2. Never much cared for modern British anyhow.
Maggie Perrone may be thinking of getting married. Is she thinking of leaving her job?
Calpurnia says that once Maggie becomes Mrs. Roper, the rest will be silence.
Well, of course. Calpurnia is entirely dependable.
Yes, but she's not really your type, is she, Bernard? Too intelligent.
In the remote possibility of the head of Old Masters falling vacant, I have absolutely come to no decision as to her replacement.
Then you'd better come to one, hadn't you? Show a bit of that leadership you're so famous for.
I will not be hurried, Camilla.
Will you not? Then, do you mind if I borrow your loo?
No.
No, you don't mind.
No, you can't. It's out of the question. Out of repair. Out of order.
What do you mean it's occupied?
No, of course, how could it be occupied?
Well, suppose we find out.
Camilla?
Yes, Bernard?
I've been thinking it over. If Maggie Perrone, Maggie Roper, as she will shortly be, should leave us for family reasons, I can think of no more suitable candidate for head of Old Masters than...
Than who, Bernard?
than you, of course, Camilla.
Thank you, Bernard. I'll use the facilities up in modern British. See you later. Oh, don't forget to lock the door after I've gone.
This is baby Karen taking her first steps. Great moment. Now they can call her a toddler. Of course, she was down on her little backside just as soon as Linda finished taking the snap.
That's Maggie's sister, Linda's baby, that's right.
Linda and
Yes.
Barry. Of course, they can't wait to meet Nick. And you too, Sylvia.
Well, I find it terribly hard to tell babies apart. As far as I'm concerned, they all look like Winston Churchill.
Oh, no, Sylvia. I can tell baby Karen a mile off. And I'm dead sure you'll have no trouble spotting our first grandchild when Maggie and Nick present us. And I do hope they won't keep us waiting.
Oh, don't worry, we're awfully keen on keeping the Ropers going. And the Perrones, of course.
Not too soon, though, Nick, I hope. I believe I told you about Mrs. Winthrop's Elsie.
Yes, Mum, yes, you did.
Gave birth on the honeymoon. Oh, dear. Well, of course, being as they were in Ibiza, there wasn't really the facilities. I mean, I said to Mrs. Winthrop, they should never have gone in her condition. Not had a honeymoon at all, come to that. I mean, a honeymoon was quite inappropriate. Now, arrangements. Of course, Linda and her Barry had a big do at the Xanadu Hotel, Salford, which cost a fortune. But I thought there's really no reason why I shouldn't take on some of the cooking, at least.
Mother, for God's sake, don't...
What?
Well, I mean, for God's sake, don't let us put you to too much trouble.
Oh, no. And the church. Fortunately, the Reverend Mitchelson's still around. He's the old family friend who buried Maggie's father. Known her since she was baby Karen's age.
Oh, how lovely. But you know, our village will be terribly disappointed if young Nick... Well, I mean, they've known Nick since he was born. Well, if he weren't to marry his sweet little bride in our church. And those old biddies in the WI will have a whale of a time, absolutely decking the place out with flowers.
Well, it's with the bride's parents to do the honours, Sylvia. I'm sure if Maggie's father were here...
Ah, yes, but then he isn't, is he? I mean, very sadly. And perhaps if he were, he might be quite relieved not to have to fork out. I mean, weddings don't come cheap, do they, Hermione?
Well, it's very kind of you, Sylvia.
Say no more about it then, that's settled.
We'll probably just slink off to the nearest registry office and come back here for lunch or something.
Everybody always says that. But then they can't resist the wedding march and the orange blossom, can they, Hermione?
And the wedding dress, you'll want that too, of course, Maggie. And all the trimmings. Now, I do have another point to raise,
Oh,
Sylvia.
well done, Hermione. You raise away.
Where are you going to live? Neither of your two poky little flats is really what you'd call a family home now, is it?
Well, I rather think that's where we might be able to help.
Ma's got a surprise for you. I haven't told Maggie yet.
Oh. Well, our keeper's cottage has been empty since old Tom Heron died. So we've had it done up and put in a little furniture. I mean, it's nothing grand or anything.
Isn't that rather a long way from Klinsky's?
Well, it's only a couple of hours if you keep your foot down. It's a smashing place, old girl. Lots of log fires and everything.
Of course, it's very kind of you.
I'm sure it'll suit all of us. And Nick will be here at weekends to keep the rabbits down.
Hello.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that throng around me through the week.
Ben, what on earth is it?
I've just been reading some very interesting facts about the Roman occupation of Britain, Maggie. I've got a lot to tell you.
I've got a lot to tell you, too. Well, not on the phone. I'll have to come down and see you. Would that be possible?
Oh, yes. I could have done some more research by then. It's really very interesting.
Are you feeling quite well?
Perfectly well, but starving. In fact, I'm so hungry I can't sleep. I may have to go foraging.
Sorry, Mr. Glazier. We're off duty now.
See you for your treatment in the morning, Mr. Glazier.
I do apologize.
This came out while you were away. God knows where they got the story.
Mind if I come in? Rather scrappy, the furniture, I'm afraid, but we did do our best.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, it's tremendously kind of you.
Oh, what a sweet flower arrangement. But of course I've forgotten you're artistic, aren't you? Oh, I know you're going to be happy living here now that you're settled in.
Oh, we're just down for the weekend.
Oh, but that really won't do, will it? Well, I mean Hetty, that's Nick's sister. Well, she used to come down just for the weekends. But then she found by the time she'd packed the car with the children and the food and the pets and driven down here on a Friday night and lit the boiler, well, then it was time to go back to London again. So now she's here all the time and she adores it. Bob, that's her husband, Bob. Well, he has to stay in London, poor thing. It's his job, you know, at the ministry.
So he leaves her down here alone?
Oh, but she's terribly busy. I mean, there's so much to do. Driving the children to brownies and the pony clubs. Car boot sales for the distressed gentlefolk.
Never a dull moment.
Oh, it'll be tremendous for Hetty, having you next door for good old chinwags. She'll probably be in here every morning for coffee.
Will she really?
Oh, but don't let it worry you. She won't be any nuisance. As long as you keep it to coffee. Now, I must warn you, don't open anything stronger. Brandy in particular. Just, for heaven's sake, keep the stopper on the brandy bottle. You see, she's inclined to get maudlin. We don't want that, do we?
I suppose not.
She always had this tendency to be maudlin as a child. Give her half a chance and she'll start telling you all about Bob's secretary. Well, they call themselves PAs now, don't they? Whatever that may mean. Well, this particular Miss PA person, Bob is supposed to be seeing rather too much of in London.
Is he?
Perhaps not. I mean, men do these things, don't they? Not that it means much. And Bob's really awfully good about coming down most weekends.
That's big of him.
Yes, isn't it? Except, of course, when the job takes him to Paris or wherever. And you see, Hetty can't go with him because of the children. Well, I really must be going. I'm going to see Mr. Tadworth, my dear old butcher.
Probably the only man I'm going to meet down here.
What did you say, dear?
Oh, nothing. Nothing very much.
Oh, I just know you and Nick are going to love this funny little cottage.
I think you might drop in occasionally.
Oh, I'm sure he will. He's very dependable.
Famous last words.
I'm a little lamb who's lost in the wood. I know I could always be good.
Oh, didn't we like our carrot juice, didn't we?
No, as a matter of fact, we didn't.
Nick?
I know what you're going to say to me.
What?
That I'm absolutely brilliant at lighting fires.
Nope.
Don't think I'm brilliant?
I wasn't going to say that.
What, darling?
You're not going to leave me down here to breed, are you?
Of course not. Whatever gave you that idea?
I think your mother. She's been telling me all about Hetty and her perpetually absent husband.
Well, no doubt she's got her problems. Bob's got a bit of crackling up at Conservative Central Office. That's why he's always in London.
You mean go on being artistic?
Whatever. Well, of course you can. That's absolutely fine with me.
Really?
Absolutely honestly.
No, don't say that.
What?
Absolutely honestly. It's when you say that, you start sounding unconvincing.
Well, then how can I convince you?
How do you think?
I've been on to old Bill Whiteley. It's his subject. I asked if there was still a lot of Roman statuary to be found in England. You know what he said?
No.
Not to be dug up here, but there was a hell of a lot went missing from wrecked museums in Yugoslavia. Not just well-known ones, but things they kept in the cellars. All sorts of treasure. They smuggled it out through Nicosia.
Nicosia? Under the counter?
Or perhaps even under the earth. I've always had my doubts about Calpurnia's story of Venus rising out of the goldfish pond.
It's not her story, it's Leonard Tickell's story. We did try to check it.
And?
They've gone away.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, his wife left first. Their neighbours think that he went after her.
You find Mr. Tickell and you'll probably find out the truth about Calpurnia's Venus. Once you've found that out, you might be in a position to get Lucy Starr her job back.
Is that all you had to tell me?
About the Venus, yes. I'm sorry I'm not with you to solve Calpurnia's mystery.
Well, you've got your book to write.
That, of course. I doubt that I'll stay here for very long. There's a limit to the amount of time you can spend living on carrot juice and being pummeled by a tattooed ex-bouncer who spends his spare time wearing frocks.
That's not true.
I swear to God. What do you have to tell me?
Well,
You said there was something you were coming to tell me.
did I say that?
I've been looking forward to it so much, I suppose, with a kind of dread.
Why?
I didn't want to hear that since I've been away, something's changed.
Nothing's changed, Ben. I mean, nothing very much.
You're sure?
Well, of course I'm sure. But you see, well, I did come down to tell you
To tell me what?
about Mr. Tickell having disappeared and not leaving a forwarding address.
Was that all?
Yes, that's all. Oh,
Have you got to go?
yes, I'm afraid I must. Nicosia.
What?
I've just remembered who was talking about Nicosia.
Sorry?
It was Calpurnia. Bye, Ben.
Maggie, can I help you?
Oh, it's nothing very much. It's just that Calpurnia has a contact in Cyprus and we may want to send something through Nicosia.
Mid-world traders.
Oh, is that them? Do they have a fax number?
And a London office now. Cards up here.
Thanks, Francesca. There's no need to trouble Calpurnia about this.
No, really best to trouble Calpurnia as little as possible.
They actually made goddesses here, did they?
Really? I don't know what you mean.
Did some little chap in Britain carve the Venus because it looks very much like some of the statues from the Eastern Mediterranean?
As I've said before, you stick to your own speciality. Allow me to know about mine.
Oh, I'm sure you know a terrific lot, what with your first in classics and having gone on digs. But I've been reading a bit about Roman carving.
Have you? How fascinating.
Yes. Yes, it is rather. To me, that has the look of the Aphrodite of Rhodes, or one of the crouching Aphrodites in the Ostia Museum. Doesn't seem to be anything very British about it.
Yes, well, perhaps you haven't got very far with your reading. Well, I can't hang about here chattering all day. At least some of us have got work to do.
I expect you want to send another fax.
Decision-making, Trimsley, is a lonely business for the chap at the top.
Yes, indeed, Lord Chairman. Of course, one has the greatest sympathy with the pressures of high office.
So you should have, Trimsley. I'm very glad that you understand. There is likely to be a vacancy at the head of Old Masters. I was faced with the choice of two candidates. I could move Camilla Mounsey from Modern British.
A sound scheme, if I may say so, Lord Chairman.
Or I could appoint Maggie Perone's excellent number 2, Annabel...
Stradling Smith?
I believe that is her name.
Yes, I believe it is. Oh, both excellent appointments.
I had come to a firm decision.
Of course you did.
I had to choose one of them.
And which one did you choose?
Well, it rather seems I chose both of them, or rather, gave them both to Hope. What would you advise me to do now, Slimsy?
Choose neither of them, Lord Chairman. I would strongly recommend coming on stream with recent trends in industry and taking on board someone accountancy-based. Also someone who is free from the inbuilt risk factors of a woman candidate.
Have you anyone in mind?
Yes, Lord Chairman.
Who?
Me.
But Slimsy, you know practically nothing about art.
Well, neither do you, Lord Chairman. Isn't that precisely what gives you your strength?
Interesting idea.
Mr. Tickell?
I remember you.
Yes, I was there when you brought in the Venus.
Ah, you work with Calpurnia.
Oh, yes, yes. Very closely.
And Millivan.
Who?
Millivan of Mid-World Traders.
Ah, of course. Millivan. I couldn't quite hear what you said. All the noise that the lift was making. Oh, yes, I work pretty closely with Millivan. I thought he'd be here, but the office all seems to be shut up.
I don't think they want to see me very badly. I think they're avoiding me.
Well, you may be right.
Are they avoiding you?
Oh, no, I'm sure they're not. I mean, we're working together on this one.
On the Venus?
On all that, yes.
And you're getting your share of the cut, I'm sure.
Well, I certainly hope so. Aren't you?
Well, that's what I'm not sure about. I'm not sure that they don't want to cut me out. That's my worry, quite honestly.
You think I ought to worry too?
They don't answer my calls. The last thing they told me to do was to keep my head down, keep away from Klinsky's. Well, why was that, do you imagine?
You want me to tell you what I know?
I'd be very glad of it.
Then let's go somewhere where we can talk.
They said I'd get paid as soon as I took the stuff into Klinsky's. But that was weeks ago.
A couple of weeks. Oh, dear. I think it'd be quicker if we took the stairs.
There's going to be more fines, you know. All that other stuff they got from Yugoslavia. But I'm not going to have anything more to do with them. Helena can please herself, Helena can. But I'd better get paid. If I don't, I'm really going to talk, I am. All that trouble I went to. I wish I'd never let her get me into it.
What, you mean burying the Venus in your garden and then digging it up again and pretending that you found it in England?
Yes. It's funny when you think about it.
Oh, Leonard, you're in real trouble, aren't you?
What do you mean?
Having lunch with a man in the pub.
If that's a criminal offence, you'd have been arrested long ago.
It was the same man I saw coming out of Mid-World Traders.
There are 1,000 reasons why I might be meeting Millivan, all of them perfectly legitimate.
Millivan. Yes, that's it. Little Mr. Tickell told me that.
Leonard Tickell? You've been talking to him?
Of course I have. We had a long chat. He told me everything. It was extremely interesting.
He didn't tell you I was involved with this absurd plot, did he?
Yes. Oh, yes, he did say that.
You're lying.
Am I?
You're lying because Leonard Tickell and I never met before he brought the Venus into Klinsky's. He couldn't have known what I had to do with it.
That's a very interesting answer.
I didn't mean...
Yes, you did. He couldn't have known that you were Millivan's business partner. That's exactly what you mean.
Please. Please, Maggie. I know we didn't really get on as colleagues and, well, friends. Couldn't you forget all this? For the sake of Klinsky's.
For the sake of Klinsky's, I think you ought to find another job. Millivan and poor little Mr. Tickell may get prosecuted, but that's up to Holloway.
Thank you.
Oh, and one other thing. You'll withdraw your quite unjustified complaints about Lucy Starr. If she stays, you can go. If not, well, sure you'll understand.
Hello. You're waiting for Maggie?
I was, yes.
I've been meaning to say many, many congratulations. I hope you'll be enormously happy. It'll be a new life for Maggie, won't it?
I suppose so.
Country girl. Never thought of her as that exactly. Plodding around in green wellies while you're up in the big city. You might be seeing a lot more of each other when we're both heads of department.
You?
I'll tell you all about it later. What was she on about?
Something about becoming head of a department.
And your little bit of crackling up in London while I'm watching the rain in Keeper's Cottage?
Maggie, what's the matter?
I don't know. I ought to feel enormously cheered up.
Because of us?
Because we've got the answer to Calpurnia's Venus. It was pinched from Yugoslavia. So, she's leaving Klinsky and Lucy Starr's got her job back.
We got the answer.
Well, I mean, me and Ben. Nick, darling, I'm sorry.
I believe I know what you're going to say.
I went to tell Ben about us, but I don't know, I just couldn't do it. It seemed unreal somehow. The cottage in the country, my mother and your mother watching over us, and... Oh, Nick. It's not really you or I, is it? You're devious and dodgy. And I'll always fancy you like hell, but... God knows what you'd get up to if I married you. And well... I can't get away from it all. Old pictures and trying to do my best for them and going to work and just being myself and...
Ben Glazier.
Well, yes. Him as well, I'm afraid.
So you just want to stay as we are?
I think so.
Won't go on forever.
Nothing does. Nothing ever does. Perhaps you'll find someone else to keep in Keeper's Cottage. Perhaps Miss Stradling Smith. I don't think I could have seen it all so clearly if you hadn't asked me to marry you.
It's rather sad.
No, my darling, it's not sad. It's just the truth about the three of us. That's all it is. The truth.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. You have big brother.
That's right. Yes.
Bye-bye, Maggie.
Yeah.
Did you manage to sell it?
We did. Yeah, we did get a lot for it.
Yeah.